Welcome, everyone. My name is Danny Ross, and I want to welcome you to the 12 o'clock version of the AI Lunch and Learn. We're going to cover some interesting topics today. And what I was doing as we were starting this call is getting the latest and greatest news from our friends in the AI world. And I wanted to kind of show this as an example today of how to use technology in your organization, in your business. And I do this pretty much every Monday normally, but I wanted to create a special edition for our call today. Let me make this a little larger for you. Let me do a couple of housekeeping things first of all. So you are, of course, participating in our AI Lunch and Learn, which happens every Tuesday at noon. I'm going to copy this link right here in case you hadn't saved this to your calendar, so you can go ahead and register. We do a slightly different version where we look at building AI entrepreneur platforms using the same platform as the BuildBiz.ai. You can actually build not only an affiliate program, but you can build complete ecosystems of your own, so you can have your own version of the Build Biz platform. And so we built this website out for Empire Board of Realists. I happen to be the tech chair committee. And so when you access the tool via this methodology, you end up in a version, and I'll show you this just so if you happen to be a realtist in the Georgia area, we're launching it tomorrow for all of the realtists. And for people on the call trying to understand why I keep calling it realtists, 85 years ago, let me type this in, let's see, app.airealtist.com. There we go. 85 years ago, when the organization started, you could not, as a Black person in Georgia, claim the title of realtor. They created an organization specifically called the Empire Board of Realists here in Atlanta. And so that's why they've kept that title and that name since then. And when you are able to log in here, let's see if I can get this running. I'll find the login for it. But essentially, we created a version of BuildBiz.ai specifically for realtors. And when they log in, they effectively get the same sort of real estate version of the BuildBiz.ai platform, tailor-made for them in the sense that the colors are all, of course, the green, white, and black. The icons are created just for them. There are custom apps that I've built out just for them. And so that's the idea of what we create for them. You could sign up if you're a realtist in Georgia. And of course, if not, you can sign up at the regular BuildBiz.ai platform. If you go to BuildBiz.ai, you can sign up 7-day free trial. And from there, you can kind of rock and roll with us every week. I'll share all of those links. If you are looking for previous videos, they're in here. You can just scroll down, find a topic, and click on it and get right into the recordings from previous weeks. All right, all the housekeeping stuff is out of the way. Let's jump back into what I was doing here. What I wanted to do this week is kind of show examples of using the latest and greatest AI as part of your business development. And so I asked the AI, one new feature in ChatGPT specifically, but also available in many other large language models, is this new agent mode. And you can ask it questions similar to deep research, a limited amount based on your monthly that you're paying OpenAI. In this case, this particular account is $20 a month. So you get quite a few agent mode versions of your prompts. And with the agent mode prompt, what's great about it is you can have it perform tasks for you and give it directions or a goal. And again, remember, we've taught you the difference between a bot and an agent, in this case, ChatGPT, and an agent. And when it's in agentic mode, you give it the direction you want it to go, and it can perform multiple tasks autonomously by itself. If it needs help, it'll ask you a question. But generally speaking, you give it the direction you want it to go, and then it'll run, and you can have it perform tasks for you. In this case, I'm asking it to, first of all, search the news, for the top 5 to 7 most AI technology industry news. All right. For each story, give the headline, source, because again, I want to confirm it's not hallucinating and making things up, why it matters to business, right, which is our area of specialty here at Digital Express. And then, what's significant about it, all of these kind of general parameters. And then from there, I'm asking it to give me 3 AI lunch and learn training ideas so that we can have this discussion every week based on what's happening out there in the world, kind of talk about what's new and amazing, and then run this every Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. in time for me to put this together. It went out, ran it, found what's the latest and greatest, and I just kind of gathered that news. And then I asked it in the last part of the prompt, I asked it to give me 3 ideas for training that we can kind of include in here following the release of this and these 3 different ones. I picked number 1 for now, building agentic AI systems, because it kind of goes along with what we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks. And so I asked it to go ahead and do that. It went ahead and dropped that out for me. From there, I then asked it, whoops, sorry, went too far down. I then asked it to build me out a slide deck using BuildBiz.ai. And so I gave it the apps I wanted it to think about: BuildBiz Focus Group, AI Sales Coach, and Video Creator. 3 of my favorites. And then the AI Sales Coach, of course, is also included in there. Another thing I wanted to do is, again, make this real world. Within the BuildBiz.ai framework, there's a lot of tools, again, 60 plus tools that you can play with. One of the ones that I use that is actually outside of the platform is Gamma. If I go back into the main area of Build Biz here, you can see all of the apps that are here. And for the person, actually, I should ask this question: is there anyone who this is their very, very first session with us? Please go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat if this is your very first time joining us. I'll look in the chat. I also want to make the chat to be interactive. Hey, Bear, I see. Good to be back. Welcome, welcome. Again, if this is your very, very first chat, please go ahead, visit with us. All right, so as I was saying, there's lots of links in here. One of them takes you out to Gamma. And so again, if this is your first time using Gamma, it'll drop you into a link where you can sign up for it. But of course, I'm a regular user of Gamma, so I actually have it set up as a app for myself. So I use it all of the time. Let's go into Gamma. I'm going to do 2 things to show you around a little bit. Let me bring this over so everybody can see it. What I asked the system to do, and I'm going to show you both the beginning and the end of this. Gamma is similar to PowerPoint if you haven't played with it, but it's fully AI operated and generated. So you can see it really flex its muscles when you ask it to build something. I'm going to do exactly that in just a few seconds. I'm going to show you kind of how this all flows together. I'm jumping around a little bit, but I wanted to, again, reinforce that this is like a cooking show. I'm going to show you the finished product. At the same time, I'm going to show you how I built it. I'm going to kind of do it like a cooking show. We're using as, real world examples as possible. Let me exit out of here and go back to Gamma for just a second. Let me also show you where you would land if you were just a non-Gamma user. Hold on a second. Right, let me bring it up. And you would land somewhere like here. This would allow you to sign up, start for free, which is great. You can do presentations, documents, social media, websites. They just launch some new things. So there's a lot of things you can build right from this tool. It's amazing how much in 1 year that they've grown. It's a very popular product, and it's definitely replaced, for me, old school Danny PowerPoint, hands down. I use Gamma almost daily. Let's go back and follow this thread a little bit more. I've asked it using BuildBiz tools, the focus group app, AI Sales Coach, and Video Creator. And I gave it a link so that it could reference with the feature sets of the tool and give me a Gamma slide deck. Now, I've used this a lot, so it already knows what I want. I want just the text. I want just the information that I need to create it. And so it started laying this out for me from ChatGPT. It created the title slide deck, and then it started building it out. If I was to take this, And I wanted to show you this animation that happens as it builds. I'm going to take the prompt that it just built for me, and I'm going to go back, and instead of using the finished deck, I'm going to have it generate another one for me, just so you can kind of see how it goes. All you do is you hit create new, and you tell it what do you want. In this case, you want to generate it, or you can actually put in your own text. You can create it from a template that you've saved, or you can import a file. In this case, I'm just going to drop the information right from ChatGPT into a presentation. You can also have it build you a web page, a document like a PDF or any kind of document, and then you can save it as a PDF. You can have it do some social media posting or creation for you. You can have it create a graphic for you. It's kind of like a reverse of what we're doing with our friends at ChatGPT. I can start right here with the title slide and tell it I want that title slide. And then from there, it'll go out and start building out my slide deck for me. So you see, I'm just pulling this straight from ChatGPT. ChatGPT's done all the heavy lifting. And then I'm going to take out the stuff at the end. This is the post. So you can leave this in if you want some additional gamma styling. In this case, I'm going to have it. I'm just going to kill this all, right? And then I tell it, next button is you click edit prompts. I'm kind of training on a product that's not even in the BuildBiz.ai platform. I'm going to skip all of this detail stuff, but bottom line is you pretty much can use all of the presets. What's nice is you can tell it who your target audience is, and based on the content that you've posted into it, it'll read that content and decide, hey, I'm writing this for small business owners. And then from there, you can tell it your tone. You can tell it what colors you want to use. By the way, if you have a particular brand, of course, you can just tell it, hey, I want to use the brand. And you can browse all of the themes that are in here. There's quite a few of them. So you can, or you can just like type dark, light, professional, colorful. You can put in a color here and it'll go find all of these decks that have that color in them. If I'm doing something for Empire, I usually pick one of these green themes, things like that. And then from there, you can add extra keywords for things like SEO and AEO. You can give additional instructions such as make models in, or I should say, I usually use the word model, but you can say people in the deck, racially diverse. Again, you have to be specific about what you want. You're going to get the default. And then you can tell it how many slides you have. And so in this case, I have 17. And if you want to do more than 20, you have to upgrade to the next level. But generally speaking, if you're doing a presentation in an hour, you don't need more than 20 slides unless you're going to kill people. You can see now it's starting to build it out, and you can watch this do it. Gamma is absolutely an agentic AI. You give it the formula, the prompt, the goal of what you want, give it the parameters, and it starts building from there. You can see it literally build slide by slide as we're sitting here having this discussion. I really do enjoy using Gamma, and you see now it's building out the deck. It's trying to be fair as far as the messaging that I wanted to have in this particular group and then in this deck. So it's building that one out. Let's take a look at the one that it already built the first time around. Most businesses are meeting in the dark, marketing in the dark, and so this is kind of, it also is following in ChatGPT the Drive framework. And so if you've been on with me for previous weeks, you know what the Drive framework is. If you've missed it, just go to our previous training, again, either in the BuildBiz.ai platform, or of course, you can jump out to our YouTube channel. Let me give you that link as well. Let's see if I can grab just what I want here. Sometimes it won't let me do that. If not, I'll just type it in. Let's see. Did I get just what I want? Nope. All right. So basically, it's the YouTube channel and then at Digital Express AI. And go. What is it? It did not go to where I wanted it to go. I want you to go here. There you go. All right. It's working on it. And when you get in here, you will see all of our previous recordings and videos for this particular AI Lunch and Learn, and also our evening sessions. Someday it'll load. While it's thinking about it, let's keep rocking and rolling. The Drive, as I was mentioning, Drive framework, you can go watch our previous videos. And it's also going to talk about things that are happening every day. Here's what I wanted to show you. I took the concept from the news from this week. I brought it into the ChatGPT LLM. I asked it to give me a high-level overview of all of the latest news. Then I had it go the next step and give me a series of slides that I could show to a training class as part of today's lesson. I'm showing you a little bit of everything in 1 hour here. The idea is this is building out this whole deck from the prompts that I created, simple prompts, and then from there, it's using it to build out the content that I wanted to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to use AI, agentic AI specifically for these particular pieces here. This goes back to the growth model that we talked about. There are pieces within both BuildBiz that matches up with our whole idea from Drive, the D, developing or you're deploying your initial vision. In this case, we're going to run the idea through a group AI focus group and get instant feedback. Let's go into our BuildBiz platform because I've told it what 3 tools I wanted it to use. Let's go into our BuildBiz platform. And again, you can scroll up and down looking for the app, or you could just simply type it in here. In this case, we're going to use the focus group. And the purpose of the focus group is to give it information in our little question and answer section here on the left. You give it first your idea. Okay. Let me make this a little bigger. Yep, that works. You can read it a little easier, hopefully. You can give it an idea. What would you like your present to the focus group? Actually, let me step back. Some of you may not know what I mean by a focus group. This is an old school idea of how we used to do things before social media, which is you get, 10, 20 people in a room, you tell them about your products and services, and effectively they would give you feedback. You'd actually, if it's food, you let them taste it. If it's a car, you let them drive it, et cetera, et cetera. You would present your ideas, and then the focus group would give you back responses, okay? A lot of you on here are entrepreneurs and you have some business ideas. Go ahead and drop in the chat what your business idea is. And I like to use real use cases. So if you want to drop it in here, what's your idea? I'll drop it into our little focus group here. So you'd have a variety of people in the focus group, and you would run it through the focus group, and they would give you feedback on whether they thought it was a good idea, things like that. I essentially went back to, let me do this. I'm going to use my own. Hey, Vanessa. I see you dropped it in. All right, let's do this. Let's drop this in here. We have Vanessa. Oops. Having trouble, technical issues with my chat. Okay. A handless comb attached blow dryer. This is the idea. What type of offering is this? It is a product. Who is your target audience? Black females with thick kinky hair. What kind of feedback are you primarily looking for? Let's see. Let's do value perception, perhaps. And again, you can pick whatever it is, and you can run this 10 times. So please do not be concerned about that. Actually, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll also feed it. It's normally you're doing this way before you have an actual website, but let's see if it'll accept the website as evidence or part of the idea. And by the way, this is the website here. It's called Kink Tamer, and Vanessa is actually in the process launching coming April, May 2026. And so it's a pretty cool product. Of course, I don't need it, but hey, I don't mind helping someone else whose small business is getting going here. I know you've been around for 10 years. You said you worked on getting this to final production. But in either case, yes. And the reason I know all of this, of course, number one, I already know Vanessa, but number two, she was on the ABC Tuesday Talks this morning, giving her, 5 minutes on her launch here. I love ABC. A lot of you are from the ABC Tuesday Talks family. And so let us keep working on this idea. I was building it out, product, Black females take care. What is the main goal of the offering? Increase awareness for launch. And what stage is the idea in? Prototype. What should the avatar simulate? Broad mix, of course. And do you want feedback to focus more on rational critique or emotional? I'll tell it balanced. And should the avatars consider market competition? There is no competition for this product. Any specific concerns or focus group value and possible pricing? We want to know, hey, what should we charge for this? Let's just have the AI run and it's going to crank it up. It's going to run on that focus group and create our first pass at that. The next thing is we can take the output from this and feed it to our AI sales coach or any LLM. The AI sales coach in BuildBiz is effectively similar to ChatGPT. It's an LLM in the platform that you can ask it just about any question and it'll answer it. And then the next thing we can do is just play around with some content creation ideas, and we can use video creator, we can use anything that we might want to use. Okay, so this is the idea to validation process. So now it's going to give me what it thinks I want to do on each one. I'm already doing this one. And so it's kind of laid it out. Now, here's what's funny. You see this slide? When I did it the first time, let's see how this second one is done. Yeah, this is literally the funny part about when you build these things out. So you can see this is the same slide as in the first one, but you notice that the pictures that are being used here show a racially diverse audience because when I built it the second time, I specifically said that. If you do it the first way, you're going to get this. It's got a few pops of color in there, but generally speaking, it's pretty much white guys with a beard. I love AI. It's hilarious. It's like, give me a man. It'll give you a white guy with a beard. It's like, it's just hilarious to me. And, people get upset about it, but I've been doing AI for a while, so I know who built it and I don't get upset anymore. I do mention it every week because that is one of the complaints I get the most. And so I just want to put it out there. If you want something specific, you have to tell it what you want. Okay. All right. This is the same exact slide, if you will, but you can see what happens when you're more specific about the output that you're looking. We teach that in the Create and the Create X methodology. Okay, so we want to get the reactions, the objections, the praise, the consensus. And so let's see if our tool is finished building. Nope, it's almost done. We'll give it a few more seconds because we're asking it to essentially take 10 people and have an internal AI conversation between those 10 people and have them give feedback on our concept. And so that's the purpose of a focus group, is to have a group of people. You used to have to pay thousands of dollars to get these people flown to wherever or bring them in, pay their transport, feed them lunch. Instead, you can have AI emulate that whole process for you and give it back to you in a few minutes. Why the focus group changes everything. I think we asked it to give us a diverse group. In reality, obviously, because this is only targeting either Black females or Black males, primarily Black females, obviously, we would say to it, that's our target audience. We could say, make it diverse or not make it diverse. I was curious as to what the AI will make up from other people, including men and women. I'm curious of what it's going to say. But now, I will say this. If you're going to do this exercise, you want to have the AI, you give it a prompt that says, I want you to be as realistic as possible. I want you to give both positive and negative feedback. I want it to be, in this scenario, Black females with thick and kinky hair. The idea being, while it's going to pull everything it thinks it knows from the internet, and it will try to be helpful and positive. So you have to tell it not to do that. You have to tell it to be critical of your idea if you want real feedback. Again, you have to be, as the human in the loop, you have to tell it the types of output that you want. While it's nice for it to tell you your idea is fantastic and you're going to go to market and make millions of dollars, you don't want it to do that. You want it to be critical. You want it to pick apart your idea, because that makes you think and prepare yourself for real world interactions with customers. Okay. Again, please always think about what the output and what's the real valid types of content you want to develop from it. That way you're now really reaching out. So the second tool is you can go into it and ask it questions. The next tool is AI Sales Coach. We can go in and ask it questions about strategy, messaging, script and funnel building. So we can have it do all of this for you, just like if you were using, of course, ChatGPT. This is kind of going to be kind of funny, and I'm going to take a look at it, what it developed. So Sarah, 28, marketing professional, and again, I love how AI makes this stuff up. The handless comb attachment concept feels differentiated, if you can improve faster blowouts with less breakage, for C textures to justify a premium highlighted text. This is one person that's giving an interesting review. John, I like the niche, but handless may confuse people. Use clear demos to show control and safety. Replacement comb heads, a 1 to 2 year warranty. I like that. Again, here's what the AI is really doing in this case. It is giving you feedback on your idea, but it's also giving you ideas based on what it knows that could also help you. For example, this concept of handless may confuse people. You may want to show images, of course, give demos in a video to what that actually means. Like this, Maria, 35, stay-at-home mom. If this cuts detangling and drying time in busy mornings, that's real value. I worry about tooth durability and scalp. Again, you'd want to add risk aversion content in your website content. Say things like, hey, don't worry about the tooth breaking because we've tested this and done this, and we have this many testimonials from existing customers. And again, by the way, I forgot to show this. It doesn't have the $ here, but it's the AI is giving you quote unquote price ranges as part of its internal dialogue. In this case, $99 to $129 from mom, $80 to $120. So it's giving you, again, price thoughts. David, handlessness could reduce risk strain. I'm not a doctor, but I'm also not a beautician using this thing for 8 hours a day. Maybe that's real. What matters for anyone? Hand or joint issues. And again, this is a guy. Again, do we actually care what he thinks? Clean instructions will be important if it's reliable and gentle on here, 120 to 150. Emily, college student. I like this price point. She's a college student. She's going to want it cheaper. What the AI is saying is, depending on your target audience, your price is going to vary. And that's the purpose of this exercise, to make you think about things inside and outside. Again, Michael, 38. Now, I notice all the guys are willing to pay more. Lisa, healthcare worker. She's got more money in her pocket, so she's willing to pay more. I love the idea of this content that it's showing here. And then you have Jessica, Thomas, and so on and so forth. Group consensus, you can see all of the group consensus here. I'm actually going to grab all of this and download it so everybody can get it as an example. I love the detail that it goes into because it'll break it down for you, and their ratings. I love all of this stuff here, 1 to 10 and so on and so forth. Again, this is totally fictitious, but I love the idea of how it puts it all together. I'm going to download this as a PDF. Give me 1 second here and I'll drop it in the chat. And there we go. Let's download it. And we will just call it Kink Tamer Focus Group. All right, so we have this. We're just going to drop it into our downloads folder for right now. And so now we have it. We can take it from there and kind of go and do other things with it. That's the purpose of the exercise, is to get the content that we can use in other ways. For example, I can take it and drop it into our next app, which is the AI Sales Coach. And I can start a new chat and we can ask it things like, first of all, let's upload that document that we just put in there. We're going to train the AI and what people think about Kink Tamer. We could say something like, based on my focus group feedback, give me a 30-day marketing campaign strategy. This is AI Sales Coach. AI Sales Coach was trained by me specifically for marketing. It's a great tool to use for that purpose. And so you want to give it some content or some ideas of what you want it to work on. And then you drop in something like the PDF, and then you tell it, hey, help me with this. I'm going to ask it to work on that. And while it is working on that, I will go and create another instance because we don't want to be waiting for it to finish. We can go over here and it's going to run that instance, that first instance. I'm rocking and rolling on all of my cylinders here. So I'm going to close that one. We don't need the first one. I can ask it to help me for marketing strategy. I can help it, messaging. I can have it help me with a script. All of these things I can have it do. So we already, because we did our pricing in our focus group, by the way, using the same LLM as in AI Sales Coach, they're kind of working together. It's going to give me pricing. I can get messaging from it. Again, I'm stacking my technology using the tools that are in BuildBiz.ai together. And then the next thing I can say to it is I want to create a script for a AI video, and I want to use this script in, social media ads and Reels and TikTok. So I can take all of what I just created, if you will, feed that to my AI sales coach, which is working on my whole thing here. It's building all this out for me. So I'm not going to interrupt that while it's doing it, but I can also feed the same thing into chat just for fun here. Let's do this. All right, I'm going to give it the same document. I want to show you can use all these things and get different responses from different AI. In this case, I'm going to use Kink Tamer PDF focus group. I'm also going to give it the URL. Okay, and I can have it to do this. Actually, we might actually have, now that I think about it, hold on a second. Let's see. I don't think I gave it a name. I know we did one for Kink Tamer a little while ago. So it's probably buried in here under one of these generic naming website evaluation feedback. Let's see which one this was. Nope, that's not it. All right, brand voice interview. Could be any of these. I do a lot of these, obviously. All right, we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to do a new one. Let's just create a new one, new idea. There we go. Let's do new chat. And we're going to continue on with our conversation. Here is, okay, let's do this. Come on, my thing is holding up here. Let's do it. Using the attached focus group feedback and the website, I want you to help me put together a 90-second VSL script for the launch of the Kink Tamer to social media. Make sure and take into account the focus group feedback in the sales content of the VSL. Period. Make it persuasive for our target audience of Black females with thick or kinky hair. Period. Use the blended tone of Dan Kennedy and Gillian Perkins. Period. Make the sales content scroll stopping in nature. have a secondary target audience for the professional beautician. By the way, generally speaking, I don't recommend you mix your target audiences in one ad, but I just wanted to kind of show you that you can do it. I would have two different videos, one for your target audience as the customer, and then another one for the beauty professional, because they're not really the same customer. Yes, they overlap, but you'd want to have two different videos for each one of those. Yes, I remember we did one. Thank you, Vanessa. Yeah, we did one about a couple, either a month ago or so. I was just kind of curious, now that we have more feedback, in this case from our actual users, what it would kind of come up with for that 90-second, the Kink Tamer hook. Oh, sorry. Give me just the text, no narration or directions. If you don't, it gives you like actual things that you want to do. Here's the new ad, Kinky 4C here. So Vanessa, you're going to have to educate me. What's 4C here? All right, let's run this one through and we'll drop it in here. All right, so we know how to do this. Everybody has seen me do this quite a few times, so I don't have to explain too much what I'm doing. I'll just do it quickly.
Welcome to our AI.
Right, we'll pick a voice for people who are not as familiar. And again, we'd want to create our own music, and I can actually do that in this tool. All right, let's take a look at what it came up with. This is the AI sales coach working on, let's see, your audience told you exactly what to prove. Here's a 30-day evidence-first campaign that turns the feedback into clear messaging assets. You have objective, prove faster, gentler. But these are the things that you want to do in your marketing. You're going to have some videos, 3-timed 4C side-by-side demos showing why yours is the best. A landing page that has all of the content retargeting. Okay, that's fine. 300 pre-order units, 30-day trial, 1 to 2 year warranty. So it's giving you all of the things to show and prove. Wash to stretch, 15 minutes, core pricing model, funnel, and assets. You have the different things. And so it's building out all of this fun stuff for you to put onto your website. Use hyper-realistic to generate product explainer stills. And by the way, in this platform, you can create product content. I've shown this a few different times. So this is not bad at all. It's too big for me to drop into the chat. I'm going to drop it into a document here. I have this document, which I'll save as Kink Tamer marketing plan. Well, it's not really a plan. It's a doc. We don't call it a plan. It's not a plan. It's a comeback. Humor. You have to have humor, folks. All right, new folder. Let's create one for you. I can find this later. All right, cool. We have it. And we will drop it in there, save. All right, one document done. Let's get the other document. I'm gonna drop all of these in the chat so you have them. Give me 1 second here. Let's go to downloads. Give you the social media feedback. And then I will give you the document we literally just created. There we go. Yeah, I'll drop that in there. Okay, everybody is kind of seeing how this flows together, right? You have 3 different tools that we're using from the BuildBiz.ai platform. One is just the regular ChatGPT that we played with. Then we put that into the BuildBiz platform to run it through the focus group. And then we ran that through the AI sales coach to come up with ideas for marketing and things we have to prove because this is a new product, that kind of thing. And then we are dropping in now, finally, we have a script and we're going to have some fun with the script. I think we had this challenge last time, trying to find your color scheme. Where is it? It's sort of a burgundy color here. Oh, let me use one of my, oh, do I have my other tool here? I have a color picker tool, which is around here somewhere. I might have lost it. Yeah, I did lose it. Okay, never mind, folks. I usually have my color. Oh, there it is. Let's see, the color from page. There we go. All right, did I get the color? Yeah. Oh, here we go. No, I picked the white. That's weird. Color picker panel. Let's see. All right, there we go. Pick one of these colors. Kind of like a lighter color. I don't know. Close enough. It's just for the effect. Oh, I forgot to get the RGB. That's not right. That is not right. Where is the tool that just gives me the one color? I just want the one simple color. There you go. Now it's working. That's hilarious. The color page. Point sample. Oh, that's interesting. It won't see that whole page thing here. Oh, that's where it gives me the whole thing. Oh, wow. Never mind, folks. I have slowed things down to a crawl trying to do something silly. That's what happens sometimes. I apologize. And this is where my ADD kicks in, and I'm trying to do things in the right way and wandering off the reservation. There we go. That's close enough. Okay. It's so funny when you do these things, you can get distracted. All right, we're going to do up and down. We're going to make it 1 minute. Actually, this is for YouTube or social media. 30 seconds is long enough. And we'll make it a little longer. 40 seconds. You only have a short attention span when you're doing this stuff. So you got to keep that in mind as well. All right, cool. Let's run it. Anybody have any questions? Vanessa, all right. And let's see. All right, so let me also share the deck from today because I do want you to kind of see how this works. Social media ads, reels, and TikToks. Why video? Bottom line, video is the most effective communication tool in our land of short attention span. And so when you're doing a launch from scratch, you want to refine your message, you want to create your content, test your idea, and launch your campaign. AI is a great partner in helping you do that. Again, if it's going to be local business or if it's going to be global business, you can have different strategies. But I think you get the idea of how this kind of all comes together. And all of this is from one prompt. So AI, it can be extremely helpful in your business in seeing how all of these things pull together. I did this literally as we spoke and a couple of minutes before I kind of prepped it. But I wanted to show you how you can create content from scratch, including the decks that you need and everything else. That's an example of that. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Let's go back and see what we've got here. Oh, still running the video. I'll answer questions if you guys have any. Please go ahead and drop them in the chat. By the way, just for your education, we will be continuing our Saturday classes. I'll drop the links one more time. If you need to reach out to me because you want to schedule, my contact information is there. We do AI training for groups. If you want us to come in and do a lunch and learn for you, we travel, we speak, we do speaking and coaching engagements. We help build out. Oh no, let's see if I refresh. Let's see if it did actually work. Sometimes it tells you it failed, but it did go ahead and try to create one. Let's see. Nope. March 3rd was the last one that we created. And so this time it definitely did not complete. That sucks. As Vanessa said, we had done one earlier. This is the one we did.
Ever had a blow dryer comb pop off right in the middle of your hair? You're halfway through a section, it slips, you stop, reattach, and start all over again. For decades, women with thick, curly, and natural hair have had to fight tools that weren't designed for them. One stylist finally said, "Enough." After years behind the chair, she saw broken attachments, frustrated clients, and precious minutes lost. She created the Kink Tamer, the first blow dryer with curly and natural hair.
So I think you guys have got the idea, and with a little editing, that can be finished up and used immediately. I like the flow that we did this week. We used a different set of tools. We did the focus group. Hopefully you guys got something from that as a new tool. We did the AI sales coach. There's a lot of really cool tools in the platform that can help you take, again, from a concept, and you can even build your concept in the Big Dream Generator. That's my favorite app for creating your vision and documenting what your vision is. And then you can feed that into your focus group. And then from your focus group, you can go out and do the rest of the, conquer the rest of the world. Again, hopefully everybody got a little something out of that, and I will be around to answer questions. Just go ahead and reach out to me, and we'll be seeing you guys on Thursday. And I will be also on Saturday for the Governed AI, and the link is in there for the Saturday Zoom. And that is going to be on Governed AI. We're also going to be doing marketing, but we'll be doing it in a much more expanded version of it. And we're going to walk you through different tools, including email outreach, the app creation involved in that, marketing. We'll be talking through CRM. We'll be talking about social media posting, things like that. That'll be on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. All right, everyone, have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys later.